Hi, this is Vijay, and you're watching Focus and Blur channel. Now, today's topic is going to be slightly different, and it is going to be an open-ended one. So please feel free to chime in with your comments. The topic is whether we should put physical labor on the same pedestal as the intellectual, or what I would like to call kind of sedentary labor. Let's take the case of intellectual labor. Let's say there was a software engineer, and that engineer is going to be paid based on the rule of supply and demand. Now we are saying there are fewer people who can do this job, so the supply is low, demand is still there, a bit higher than the supply. So the software engineer is going to get paid more. There are other factors as well. Whatever software he's writing, that's highly scalable, and you don't have to customize it for every customer. So once you write the code, you don't have to keep on changing that code again and again for every customer. So it is going to become slightly easier for the employer to pay you more because he himself is earning a lot more. On the other side, if you take the case of physical labor, let's take the example of chef in a restaurant. Right? So the chef has to prepare that meal every time for every customer. It's not scalable. Like he cannot make meal once and essentially that meal will get reproduced every time by some machine for every customer. Now I'm not talking about robots or anything like that. In general case, every chef has to prepare every meal for every customer. Right? So it's not a scalable proposition. So employer is not going to earn more because this is not a scalable solution. So since employer is not earning more, he's not willing to pay employee more as well. So inherently, this kind of a job is not going to give you a lot of money. Now, eventually, robots plus AI can make this job scalable. I understand that. But we also have to look at the return on investment. And I don't think it's going to happen in near future that robots plus AI are going to replace chefs here in India. The second drawback of physical labor is that it's prone to injuries. The probability of getting an injury is much higher compared to the software engineer typing on his keyboard. So, also, you cannot continue this back-breaking work for a long time. And there is a certain limit, and you cannot expect the person to continue this kind of labor for decades. Right? So some people have a solution where they say, why don't we ask these laborers to go to college and study engineering or medicine? That way they can earn more. Now, that might be possible for a few cases, but I would like to suggest that it's not possible for most of the cases. Let's take my example. Right? I'm a chip verification engineer. If you say, Vijay, why don't you become a physicist? And we go study physics, and you will be able to earn more. Now, my answer would be yes, I would like to do that, but I don't believe I have the intellectual capacity to become a physicist. So, what should we do in that case? Some people say that let the market decide, or time will be the cure. Eventually, the productivity will go up. Hopefully, the supply will go down, demand will be a bit higher than the supply, and the laborer will be paid a bit more. But uh, question I have is when I'm doing this share trading on my desktop, and when I watch this construction worker working in the sun, and I get this feeling, this nagging feeling, whether it's really moral that I'm being paid so much compared to him. And I kind of understand these laws like supply and demand and the market economy, all these things. But still, I cannot help but feel whether we should apply the supply and demand law equally to the sedentary and physical labor. So that's all I had for today. I understand it's an open-ended question. Do post your comments. That's all I had for today. Thanks.